Good morning, guys. Today is our second session related to Spring Boot and microservices. In the last session, we discussed the introduction for our course, like we covered primary information, we covered what are the prerequisites to attend this Spring Boot microservices, and who should join this Spring Boot and microservices course. And we also discussed about our course content, basically the roadmap. And the next one, we discussed about course details, what we are going to learn and how many days it is going to take, the syllabus and fee structure, duration, timings, all those things we covered as part of course details. And the next we had some questions and we interacted with the people both online and offline. All right, fine. Coming to the course syllabus, as discussed yesterday, as part of this course, we are going to learn Spring Core module. We are going to learn Spring Boot. We are going to learn Data JPA, Web MVC, REST, microservices, cloud, security, and some real-time tools also we are going to learn. This total course is going to take 3 months of time, guys, and every day notes will be provided on daily basis. Along with this, you are going to get how to prepare your resume and topic wise interview questions I'm going to prepare, and we are going to take your mock interviews also. So class timings as discussed, 9:30 to 11 class will be available. From 11 to 1 lab session will be available for you. After the class is completed, every day you need to do the practice also. All right, so let's get started. Before going to start our Spring framework, first let's understand what is the difference between core Java versus advanced Java versus Java framework. We are going to learn Spring, right? Spring is called as a framework. So we need to learn the Spring Boot. To learn the Spring Boot, first we need to learn Spring Core module. First of all, before going to learn what is Spring Core, first we need to understand what is core Java, what is advanced Java, and what is a framework. So what is the difference between core Java, advanced Java, and framework? And we need to understand what is the purpose of the framework and why should we learn these frameworks, why people are using frameworks in order to develop a project. Fine. First, can you tell me what is core Java, guys? You already completed core Java. What is the meaning of core Java? What is the meaning of core Java? Guys, all of you, come front row. Come to front row. Yeah. So what is core Java? Core Java means our J2SE. So in the industry, people will call it as a J2SE, but in the Amirpet, we are calling it as a core Java. Core Java means J2SE. Core Java is base to learn Java programming. Core Java is base to become Java developer. If you want to become a Java developer, then the very first thing that we need to learn is core Java only. What will be there in this core Java, guys? What will be there in the core Java? In core Java, Java fundamentals will be available. In core Java, Java fundamentals will be available. So in the Java, main important thing, data types will be available. Okay. After this, some arrays concept will be available. Some strings concept will be available. Oops will be available. Collections will be available. Threading will be available. Exceptions will be available. Basically, exception handling will be available. Okay. And IO streams will be available. IO streams will be available. And nowadays we got lambdas. Okay. Lambdas available and stream API is available. These are the important things, and threads will be available. What is thread? How to work with the thread. So as part of this core Java, you are going to learn all these concepts. These are fundamentals if you want to become a Java developer. If you want to become a Java developer, the fundamental part is this core Java only. In this core Java, these concepts will be available. Now, if you learn core Java, there is a problem with mic, guys. If you learn core Java, what kind of projects you can develop with Java, guys? If you learn core Java, then what kind of projects we can develop? All of you come front side. If you learn core Java, what kind of projects we can develop? So if you learn core Java, using core Java, we can develop standalone applications. By using core Java, we can develop standalone application. What is the meaning of standalone application? What do you mean by standalone application? The application which runs only in one computer. Any application which runs only in one computer, that application is called as standalone application. Can you tell me any example for the standalone application? Notepad is a standalone application. Calculator is a standalone application. Eclipse IDE is a standalone application. IntelliJ IDEA is a standalone application. So these all applications are called as standalone applications. Such kind of standalone applications we can develop by using core Java. So core Java will provide fundamental concepts to become a Java developer. So if you want to become Java developer, first you need to learn this core Java only. Now, this core Java is also called as J2SE Java 2 Standard Edition. After learning this core Java, then we are going for advanced Java. Actually, in the industry, advanced Java is called as J2EE, or we can call as JEE. Nothing but Java Enterprise Edition. Java Enterprise Edition. So this JEE developed based on JSE only. So without core Java concepts, there is no advanced Java. Advanced Java nothing but J2EE. This J2EE developed based on JSE only. So JEE is called as Java technology. JEE is called as a Java technology. As part of this JEE, mainly we are having servlets and JSP. Servlets and JSP available. So whatever the JDBC is there, JDBC also comes under JSE only. So JDBC API is part of the JSE API only. JSE nothing but Java Standard Edition, which is used to develop a standalone application. That standalone application can communicate with the database by using JDBC. After this, JSE is completed. You guys are learning advanced Java. In the Amirpet, we call it as a advanced Java, but in the software industry, it is called as a JEE. JEE developed based on JSE. JEE called as Java technology. Servlets technology available and JSP technology is available. So what we can do by using this Java technologies? Using this JEE, we can develop web applications. So by using JSE, we can develop standalone application. By using JEE, we can develop web application. So what is the meaning of web application? Our Gmail is a web application. Facebook is a web application. Naukri is a web application. YouTube is a web application. So multiple users can access same application at a time. But when you go for desktop application or standalone application, only one user can access at a time. Standalone application nothing but one user can access at a time. For example, in my system, I will install Eclipse IDE. Can you use it in your system directly? No. If I install in my system, only I can use. If you want to use Eclipse, then you have to install in your system also. Standalone application should be installed in every system, and at a time, only one user can access standalone application. But coming to web application, the web application can be accessed by multiple users at a time. So here, multiple users can access at a time. So to develop such kind of web applications, we are having JEE technology. So this JEE is called as advanced Java. To learn this advanced Java, first we need to be strong in the core Java, because in the core Java, the Java fundamentals will be available, programming elements will be available. What is a class? What is the object? What is variable? What is method? What is interface? What is constructor? What is exception? How to handle exception? What is a thread? How to create the thread? Okay, all these are fundamental concepts you are going to learn in the core Java. Based on those fundamentals, you are going to learn advanced Java. By using this advanced Java, you are going to develop a web application. That web application can be accessed by multiple users at a time through internet. So if you want to access a web application, then internet should be there for your system. So I am using Facebook in my system because I have connected to internet. I'm using Ashok IT website in my system because internet available. I'm accessing Gmail, I'm accessing Facebook. Okay, so all these applications we are accessing at a time because those are web applications. Web applications are going to run inside a server. So to run a web application, server is required. To run a web application, one server is required. So the server which is used to run our application is called web server or application server. There are so many servers available in the market, like Tomcat is available, Glassfish is available, okay, JBoss is available, Jetty is available, and Netty is available. So these all are the servers that we can use in order to run our applications. Okay, here servers also divided into two types, guys. So there are some servers which are called as web servers, and there are some servers which are called as application servers. Okay, here web servers, Tomcat comes under web server, guys. Whatever the Tomcat server we are having, that is called web server. When you go for application server, JBoss is called as application server, WebLogic is called as application server, WebSphere is called as application server. Okay, to run the Java application, there are two types of servers available. Web server is available, application server is also available. So web server will contain less number of features when compared with the application server. So when you go for web server, you can run servlet based application, you can run JSP based application also in the web server. But web server will not provide you security, connection pooling, EJB container. Some advanced features will not be available in the web server. If you want to run one enterprise application, if you want to run a large scale application, then web server is not sufficient. That's why people will go for application server. In the application server, you can run servlets, you can run JSP, you can run EJB. They will provide some security, they will provide connection pooling. So more number of features will be available when you go for application server. So you can develop web application by using Java with the help of JEE technologies. Okay, these technologies are developed based on JSE only. Now, whatever the web application you develop, to run that web application, we need a server. Those servers are two types. One is called web server, another one is called app server. What is the difference between web server and app server? What is the difference between web server and app server, guys? Come on. App server provides more functionalities than web server. Okay, so what extra functionality it is going to provide, guys? EJB container will be provided, security will be provided, connection pooling will be provided by our application container. Are you able to follow me? But today in the market, there is a less demand for the application server because of microservices architecture. So 6-7 years back, people used to develop a big application by using monolithic architecture, complete functionalities, all the requirements whatever we have. Suppose if you take one banking application, net banking will be available, mobile banking will be available, ATM will be available, loans will be available, credit cards will be available, mortgage loans will be available, gold loan will be available, education loans will be available. So many functionalities will be available. If you develop all the functionalities in one single application, that is called large scale application, which is called monolithic application. Are you getting my point? What is the meaning of monolithic application? If you develop all the requirements in one project, if you develop all the requirements in one project, that is called monolithic application. If your application is a monolithic application, sir, no need to write. I will share these notes. Okay, close your book. After class is completed, I will send these notes. Okay, fine. So what is the meaning of monolithic application? Monolithic application, nothing but all the functionalities, whatever the requirements we have, all the requirements we are going to develop by using single application. Okay, if you develop all the requirements in the single application, that is called monolithic application. For example, this is my project. In this project only, I have implemented net banking, I have implemented mobile banking, I have implemented gold loan. Okay, gold loans functionality available, educational loans functionality available, and personal loans functionality available. Okay, credit cards available for the bank, credit card payments available. Okay, mortgage is available. So many functionalities are available in my application. If I develop all the functionalities in one single project, then that is called as monolithic application. Monolithic application means a huge application, a big application we are going to develop. Everything is available in one project only. Front end is available, back end is available, database operations, everything we are doing in the single project. So if you do like this, then that application is called monolithic application. Okay, so earlier, olden days, like 6 years back, 7 years back, 10 years back, people used to develop a project like this. So 10 years back, people used to develop a project like this. That is a huge application, big application. In order to run this kind of big application, web servers are not sufficient. Web server will not have that much capability to run our application, because everything is there in one project. So many requests will come to one project, one server. The load will increase on the server. Servers will become slow. Sometimes the servers will crash also. So performance issues will occur when you develop your application as a monolithic application. Okay. Currently in the market, this monolithic architecture got outdated. People are not developing everything in one project. Everything in one project people are not developing, because maintenance problem, burden will be increased on the server can crash, application will be slow. Suppose tomorrow, if I want to make some small change to credit card functionality, I need to redeploy the entire project. Okay, so in this project, so many functionalities are available. I made a small change to credit card functionality. Then the entire project I need to compile, entire project I need to package, entire project I need to deploy. And suppose tomorrow there is a small problem in the education loan functionality. So if there is a small problem, the entire project will be collapsed. That is called single point of failure. If there is a small problem in the project, the entire functionality will be down. Customers cannot access our application. Are you guys able to follow me? So here, earlier people used to develop the projects like monolithic application. When you go for monolithic application, there are some problems available. First problem is maintenance problem. Okay, all the code is available at one place. We should be able to manage. If I make one small change in a method, if I change one method parameter, so many places it is going to affect. So many places it is going to affect. And the second problem, here it is single point of failure. The second problem, which is single point of failure. What is the meaning of single point of failure? What is the meaning of single point of failure? If there is a small problem, entire project will be collapsed. So now another problem is available, redeploy whole application. If there is a minor change, redeploy entire application code. So I want to make some changes to the credit card functionality. Then I need to redeploy my entire application to the server. So these are the biggest challenges available when you go for monolithic application. And another problem, when you are going for this application, our project is technology dependent. Okay. If I start this project by using Java, I need to develop every functionality in the Java only. So if my project is developed by using Java, 50% completed in the Java, remaining 50%, can I develop by using Python? It's not possible. So you should be strict to one technology only. The whole project you need to complete by using one technology only. So these are the problems available when you develop the project by using monolithic architecture. Can you tell me what is monolithic architecture? Can you tell me what is the meaning of monolithic architecture? If you develop all the functionalities in one single application, then it is called as monolithic application. If you develop all the functionalities in one project, that is called monolithic application. What are the problems available when you go for monolithic application? The first problem, maintenance, because so much of code, so many classes, so many methods will be available at one place. It is difficult to understand for the new people. If I want to get the clarity on the project, it will take lot of time for me, because so much functionality there at one place only. Then what is the second problem with the monolithic? Single point of failure. What is the meaning of single point of failure? If there is a problem at one place, the entire project is going to be down. So business will be lost. Okay. And the next one, redeploy entire application. If you make a minor change in the project, the whole project you need to compile, the whole project you need to package, the whole project you need to deploy again in the server. And what is the fourth problem? Technology dependent. What is the meaning of technology dependent? We should use only one technology to develop the entire application. We should use only one technology to develop the entire application. So that's why currently in the market, people are not following this approach to develop the project. People are not following this approach to develop the project. It is outdated approach. So it is outdated approach. Now, currently, what people are going to follow? What people are going to follow to develop the project? Currently, people are following microservices architecture to develop the project. People are following microservices architecture to develop the project. So here, let us see one application, guys. So you all know there is a project called Make My Trip project is available. Okay, have you used Make My Trip anytime? Yes. If you see in the Make My Trip, you can book the flights in the Make My Trip. You can book hotels in the Make My Trip. You can book trains in the Make My Trip. Train tickets you can book. Buses you can book in the Make My Trip. Cabs also you can book in the Make My Trip. Okay. So there are so many functionalities are available in the Make My Trip application. There are so many functionalities are available in the Make My Trip application. So here, instead of developing all these functionalities in one project, what people will do in the real time? People are going to develop like this. Okay. So this is one project which contains only hotels booking functionality. Okay. One project will be available. In this project, we will write the logic only to book the hotels, guys. Okay. Whatever the logic is required to book the hotels, we are going to develop that as one separate project, which is called Hotels API, or we call it as a hotel service. So in this project, this is one small project. This is one small project. In this small project, only one functionality will be available, that is related to hotels booking. Book the hotel, cancel the hotel, do the payment for the hotel. All the functionality related to hotels will be there in one project. Similarly, I want to implement a functionality for trains booking also. So here there will be one more project called Trains API will be available. Trains API will be available. Similarly, I want to book the flight tickets also. For that, there will be one more API available, which is called Flights API. Okay, now, am I developing one project with all the three functionalities? I'm developing three projects for three functionalities. Three projects for three functionalities. Now, so here, these are called our backend APIs. These are called backend APIs. These are called our REST APIs. These are called our web services. These are called distributed application. So hotel booking will be available in one project. Train tickets booking will be available in one project. Flight tickets booking will be available in one project. For all these projects, user interface, UI application will be available separate. UI application will be separate. Okay. Now, end users are going to communicate with our UI application to use our functionality. So when the request come to the UI application will communicate with this backend applications. Okay. So user will talk to UI application will talk to this backend application. And every backend application will have its own database. For hotels, one database will be available. For trains, one database will be available. For flights, one database will be available. So here for flights DB separate, for trains DB separate, for flights DB separate. So here, instead of developing all the functionalities in one application, we are developing our functionality in multiple projects. This is called microservices architecture. Currently in the market, people are developing the project in this way. 10 years back, people used to develop the project like this. Monolithic application, front end, back end, everything. All the requirements will be implemented in one single project only. There are some challenges available when you implement all the functionalities in one project. So to overcome those challenges, we are going to follow microservices architecture. What is the meaning of microservices? Micro means small, service means one project. Okay, so instead of developing one big application with all the functionalities, we are going to develop several small applications to develop our application requirement. That is called microservices architecture. Microservice is not a technology like Java, Python, .NET. Microservice is not a programming language. Okay, microservice means architecture. How you want to develop your application. Earlier, people used to develop the project by using monolithic architecture. Today, people are developing the project by using microservices architecture. So what is the meaning of microservices? Small services will be available. Microservices nothing but small services will be available. Every service is responsible for one requirement. So I want to book hotels, I want to book flights, I want to book trains. Instead of developing all the three in one project, all the three I will develop in three different projects. Hotels booking, one project. Flights booking, one project. Cabs booking, one project. Bus ticket booking, one project. So multiple projects we are going to develop. So these projects are called as backend APIs. Whatever the projects we are developing, these projects are called as backend APIs. So in this backend API, only business logic will be available. User interface will not be available. User interface will be developed in the separate application. User interface will be developed in the separate application. Are you able to follow me? User interface will be available in the separate application, and for every API, separate database will be available. For every API, separate database will be available. So if you develop the application like this, then it is called as microservices based application. Now here, these microservices we are going to develop, right? These backend APIs we are going to develop by using Spring Boot. Currently, Spring Boot is famous in the market because Spring Boot is mainly used to develop our backend API. When I say API, it is a web service. It is a REST API. The UI application will be developed by using Angular or React. Backend will be developed by using Java Spring Boot. So our course name is Spring Boot Microservices. What is the title of our course, guys? What is the title of our course? Spring Boot and Microservices. That means we need to learn microservices development by using Spring Boot. Where we are going to use Spring Boot in the microservices architecture? Spring Boot is used to develop this backend APIs. Then what about front end? Front end will be developed by using UI technology like Angular or React. As part of our Spring Boot microservices training, we are going to learn this part, guys. We are going to learn backend API development by using Spring Boot. So UI we are not going to develop here. UI development will be discussed in the Angular classes and React classes. Are you able to follow me? But for our understanding purpose, some UI pages we are going to develop by using TimeLeaf and JSP. Anyhow, they are outdated. In the industry, they are not going to use to develop the project. So now you got basic idea. What is our Spring Boot microservices course? What is Spring Boot microservices course? We need to learn how to develop a project by using microservices architecture. So to develop the microservices, we are going to use Spring Boot. Now, can you tell me, is there any advantage available when you develop the project by using microservices architecture? Is there any advantage available with the microservice architecture? So all the functionalities available at one place, or functionalities are distributed? Functionalities are distributed. Now tomorrow there is a code change. There is a code change in the Trains project. Do I need to deploy hotel project also? Do I need to deploy flights project also? No. Trains API is a separate project. When there is a code change in the Trains API, I will redeploy only that microservice. I no need to touch the remaining microservices which are available in the project. Suppose, for example, today we got one problem in the hotels application. That project is not running. If a hotels application is not running, the whole project is down, or only hotel functionality is down? Only hotel functionality is down. The remaining functionalities are up and running. Customers still can access our application to book the train ticket and flight ticket. Only hotel tickets booking is not working. Remaining functionalities are working. Okay. So there are several advantages, and these microservices are independently deployable, independently executable. Everything is a separate project. So hotels is one project, flights is one project, trains is one project. Is there any rule I need to develop all the backend projects by using only Java? Is there any rule I need to develop all the microservices in the Java? No. Technology independence. Okay. Hotels functionality I will develop by using Java. Trains functionality I will develop by using Python. Flights project I can develop by using .NET. All right. Because that is a separate project. It will run in a separate server. It will run in a separate server. For the front-end application, so it is a separate API. So Angular application can communicate with Java also. Angular can communicate with Python. Angular can communicate with Node.js, can communicate with the .NET also. So that means we are developing our applications as distributed application. Whatever the projects we are developing, those projects are called as distributed application. Okay. All the functionalities are not available at one place. Functionalities are distributed to small services. That is called microservices architecture. The current trend in the market is microservices development. Every Java, not only Java developer, every software developer, .NET people also will develop project like this. Python people also will develop like this. Node.js people also will develop like this. So every software developer should know to develop a project using microservices architecture. Are you able to follow me? Now, can you tell me what are the advantages available when I go for this microservices architecture, guys? What are the advantages available with the microservices architecture? Functionality distributed. What is the first advantage, guys? Functionality distributed, and application is loosely coupled. Okay, every functionality available in a separate project, functionalities are loosely coupled. Okay, now is there any problem like single point of failure? If one functionality not working, everything will be down or everything will not be down? No, no single point of failure. No single point of failure. Suppose if there is a code change, do I need to redeploy all the microservices? Only one. Wherever there is a code change, only that service you need to redeploy. You no need to redeploy all the services available in your application. And so here Do I need to use only one technology to develop all the microservices? No. Here, technology independent. Technology independent. So some micros based on my availability, based on my capacity in the office. So in my project, only 10 Java developers available. To develop all the microservices in the Java, it will take 3 years for me. I don't have other Java developers. Only 10 people are available in my company. Okay, if I want to complete this entire application with the 10 developers, it will take 3 years of time. But in my company, Python developers available, .NET developers available. Some APIs, some projects I will ask them to develop in Python. Some microservices I will ask them to develop in the .NET. Some microservices I will develop in the Java. So these all are the backend microservices. They will run in the different servers. Front-end application will be available. My front-end application will communicate with the backend application. Backend microservices will be available. Those microservices are called web services. One application can communicate with the another application. So in order to establish the communication from front-end application to back-end application, we are going to use a format called JSON. Okay, Angular application will take the data from the user. So now, suppose if I go to any project, suppose for example, Naukari project is available. I want to create the account in the Naukari. Naukari I want to use. Okay, I want to create the account in the Naukari. I'm filling the data in the form. I will fill the data in the form. When I submit this data in the, this is a UI application. This is a UI application. I'm filling the data in the UI application. It will take the data. It will send the data to the backend application in the JSON format. Front-end application, back-end application will communicate by using JSON data. Okay, so you should learn what is JSON, how to use JSON, how to convert Java object to JSON, JSON data to Java object, that we need to learn. Then only we can develop microservices application. Without using JSON, we are not going to develop microservices, because the front-end application, back-end application will communicate by using JSON data. JSON is going to play very important role when we are developing our application by using microservices architecture. So can you tell me what are the advantages with the microservices? Functionality distributed, and application functionality is loosely coupled. There is no single point of failure, and these are technology independent. These are technology independent. Now look at this. Monolithic architecture is available. So if you develop everything in one application, that is called monolithic application. The drawbacks: maintenance difficult, it is difficult to maintain monolithic application. Single point of failure will be available. We need to redeploy entire application, and this application is a technology dependent. Only single technology we need to use to develop the entire application. To overcome the problems of this monolithic architecture, people are going for microservices architecture. People are going for microservices architecture. So when you go for microservices architecture, all the functionalities we are developing in the small services. All the functionalities we are developing in the small services. Here, Hotels API is one Spring Boot project. Flights API, one Spring Boot project. Trains API, one Spring Boot project. That means 3 projects we are developing in the backend. 3 projects will run in 3 different servers. So earlier, what happened in the monolithic? Everything will be running in the single server. So that is a huge application. To run the huge application, big servers are required. Application servers are required. But today, huge application or small application. Small application. To run the small applications, web servers are sufficient. Are you getting my point? So earlier, people used it to work with the app server. Today in the market, people are using web server. What is the reason? Earlier projects are monolithic application. Today projects are microservices application. And this microservices not only for Java, not only for Java developer. मैं गाना गा रहा है क्या? He's sleeping. Stand up. You are sleeping, right? No. Last one. मैं देखा भाई. Stand up. Tell me 10 Java class names. 10 Java class names. Any predefined classes? There are so many predefined classes in the Java, right? Can you tell me the 10 class names? File input stream, file output stream, array list, linked list, vector, hash set, linked hash set, hash map, tree map, hash table. Good. Good. Sit down. Now you will not get the sleep. अभी नींद नहीं आएगा आपको. You will not feel sleep now. Yeah, sit down. Because, okay? Come. It's a human psychology, guys. Our brain can focus on a concept for 20 minutes only. As a human brain, you can focus on anything for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, automatically, our mind will be diverted. Yes or no? If you are watching a movie or whatever the work that you are doing. So 20 minutes, you can concentrate on the task 100%. After 20 minutes, some other program will run in our brain. Our mind will be diverted. When your mind is diverted, your body is present in the class, your mind is absent in the class, your mind will thinking something else. Then there is no use of attending the class. So I will be speaking, but after 20 minutes, whatever I am explaining, that will not go into your brain. First 20 minutes concept will go to your brain. After 20 minutes, what I am discussing, it will not go to your brain. That's why for every 20 minutes, I need to divert your mind. After 20 minutes, I will talk something which is not related to subject. Then again, your brain will come to the classroom. So that is the teaching technique. Teaching means is not like just explaining, writing and completing the class for 1.5 hours. If I take a class for 1.5 hours without talking other things not related to subject, you will understand only 20 minutes. 20 minutes concept you will understand. The remaining concept is waste. So that's why for every 15 minutes, for every 20 minutes, I will observe the people. If I find anybody who is sleeping, who is chatting, that is a relaxation for you people. So I will talk to that person for 1 or 2 minutes. Again, I will get your attention to the class. Then I can inject subject for next 20 minutes. After 20 minutes again, 2 minutes break. Then next 20 minutes. That is how we will perform the trainings. Yes or no? So if I don't give this kind of break for 2 minutes in the middle, what will happen? You will lose your focus. You will lose your focus. So for every 20 minutes, your mind will go outside. Again, within 2 minutes, I need to bring that into the classroom. Then next 20 minutes, again, you will concentrate. After that, again, you will go out. I need to bring in. So that is a technique, a trainer. Every trainer should follow this technique. Then people will understand the subject. Otherwise, people cannot understand. Continuously, if I'm explaining for 1 hour, there is no use. We need a break for 1 or 2 minutes after every 15 minutes. This is my secret of teaching. Okay. So don't tell to other faculties. All right. Good. So with this, we understood what is monolithic application and what is microservices application. Okay. So why we got this discussion today? Why we are talking about this monolithic and microservices related to servers? Okay. What kind of server we are going to use in the real time? So to run our Java application, there are two types of servers available. One is called web server. Another one is called app server. So what is the difference between web server and app server? Web server will contain servlet container, JSP container to run our web application. But web server will not provide you so many features like security, connection pooling, EJB container. Things will not be available in the web server. If you want more functionalities, then you need to go for app server. Okay. But currently, app servers are using in the market. App servers are not using in the market. Very less. Very less. So when I started my career as a Java developer in 2013, in my company, there are around 80 to 90 projects available. 80 to 90 projects in one company, right? If you take TCS, 1,000 projects also will be there. So 80, 90 projects in my company in the year of 2013, 70 projects used to run on the app server only. Because at that time in the 2013, microservices concept is not available. Everything is a monolithic application, very big application. So all those applications are deploying in the app server. At that time, we used WebSphere from the IBM company, that is a commercial server. We need to purchase the license of the WebSphere to run our application. Okay. Today, I am working in a banking company. There are 150 to 200 projects available in my company. All 150 projects we are running on the web server only. The reason, all 150 projects are microservices. So when you are having microservices architecture, application server not required. When you have monolithic application, app server is required. Are you getting my point? For monolithic, app server. For microservices, web servers are sufficient. So why we are going for Spring Boot and microservices? Microservices is a architecture to develop the application with loosely coupled functionalities. So when I say API, so here I am writing the name as API. API nothing but REST API. How we are going to develop these REST APIs? By using Spring Boot. And my REST API should communicate with the database. For that, I will use data JPA. I will use data JPA in the REST API to communicate with the database. So to develop this REST API, here, yesterday I have given the content, right? In that, if you see, what is the purpose of this? To communicate with the database. Then, what is this? REST, which is used to develop the REST API. REST API. REST API nothing but small backend application. REST API means one small backend application which will take JSON data as a input, which will give JSON data as a output. For the REST API, input is JSON, output is also JSON. So we need to understand how to work with the JSON in order to develop microservices based application. So this REST API we are going to develop by using Spring Boot. Whatever the REST API we need to develop, that REST API we are going to develop by using Spring Boot. So we should learn Spring Boot first. In that Spring Boot REST API, we need to communicate with the database. For that, we are going to use data JPA. Now, for this REST API, we need to implement a security. Outside people should not be able to access my REST API. For that, we are going to learn Spring Security. Okay, so we are going to focus on the backend development for next 3 months of time. In the next 3 months, what you are going to learn? In the next 3 months, you are going to learn this area. How to develop a REST API by using Spring Boot. How to develop the logic to communicate with the database in the REST API by using data JPA. How to secure our REST API by using Spring Security. How to run our REST API and how to test our REST API by using Postman. Okay, how to deploy our REST API in the AWS cloud. How to provide documentation for the REST API by using Swagger. How to run our REST API by using Docker. How to test our REST API by using JUnit. How to store our code into GitHub. How to build the project by using Maven. So not only coding, some tools also required to develop a project and to deploy the project. So those tools we are going to use in the real time. Git, Maven, Docker, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Postman, Swagger, Kafka, Redis, SonarQube. Like that, there are so many tools we are going to use in the real time as part of our development and deployment process. Development plus operations will be available. Generally, those tools are called as DevOps tools. DevOps engineers will perform operations on the project. I will tell you what is DevOps, what are the roles and responsibilities of the DevOps engineer in the project. Some are related to DevOps, some are related to development. Okay, good. Most of the tools, whatever the tools we are using, DevOps engineers also will use those tools. Only JUnit DevOps engineers will not use, developers will use the JUnit. Unit testing, GitHub, Maven, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, SonarQube, all those tools DevOps engineers also will use. Postman we will use. JUnit Postman related to developers. Remaining all are for DevOps also. Okay, Good. Yeah. So I hope you got the clarity. What is monolithic? What is microservices? And how we are going to develop a microservices application. After 3 months of course, you will be called as a microservices developer. So after 3 months of time, you will be called as a microservices developer. What is the meaning of that? You can develop one application by using microservices architecture with the help of Spring Boot, Data JPA, Spring REST, Spring Cloud, Spring Security. Okay, these concepts, and you will perform some operations on your project also by using some tools like JUnit, logging, and Postman, Swagger. These tools also we are going to use as part of this. Okay, if anybody want to learn those tools immediately, I have conducted for previous batch. I told you tools we are going to cover in the weekend workshops. So for the last batch also, I conducted the tools as a weekend workshop. Those workshop videos also available in the YouTube. So if you see my last workshop I conducted, that is a Kubernetes. Kubernetes workshop I conducted for 2 hours of time. And that Kubernetes workshop I have taken 2 days. This is the day 1 of the Kubernetes. And similarly, day 2, day 3 also will be available. I will share the links for you. And the Docker workshop I conducted over a weekend. I will show you that video. Docker also, 3 days I have taken for the Docker. Jenkins workshop I have taken 4 months back. Okay, 2 hours I have taken for the Jenkins workshop. How to automate our Spring Boot project deployment by using Jenkins. Okay, 2 hours I have taken 4 months back. 17,000 people already watched that video. Right, next one, Docker workshop 4 months back. These tools I have explained for the previous batches. Over the weekend, I have taken these workshops. So Docker, almost Docker I have taken 4 hours. Jenkins I have taken 2 hours. Kubernetes I have taken 4 hours. Tools are available. And Apache Kafka. So if you see JUnit. So almost 4 hours I explained about JUnit. Apache Kafka 3.5 hours I have explained. All these tools are very important for the Java developers. Okay. If you want to learn the tools immediately, you can refer those videos. In our course also, again live class will be available for those tools. Again, we are going to learn Docker. Live class will be available for Docker, for Jenkins, for JUnit, for logging, for Swagger, Postman, Jira. All these tools we are going to learn. Is it clear? Good. Perfect, guys. Any questions as of now? So with this we understood what is core Java, what is advanced Java. Can you tell me what is the difference between core Java and advanced Java? Core Java contains all the fundamental. Basic Java programming concepts will be available in the core Java. What we can do by using core Java? We can build only standalone application by using core Java. What is the meaning of standalone application? That will run only in one system. The application which runs only in one system is called as a standalone application. Fine. By using that core Java or by using JSE, Sun Microsystem develop some Java technologies. Okay. Core Java comes under programming language. Servlet comes under technology. So, right. So what is the purpose of those technologies available in the Java? To develop a web application. To develop a web application. Servlets JSP comes under technology. Core Java comes under programming language. By using these technologies, we can develop web application. What is the meaning of a web application? Multiple users can access application at a time. The application which can be accessed by multiple users at a time is called as a web application. So how we will run the web application? How we will run the web application? By using a server. The web application we are going to run by using a server. What type of servers available? Web servers available, application servers available. Which is a web server? Example, Tomcat. Which is a web application server? WebLogic. When to go for web server, when to go for app server? If your project is a huge monolithic application, go for web server. If your project is a microservice application, go for web server. What is monolithic? What is microservices? All functionalities, if you develop in one single project, it is called as monolithic application. What is microservices? Small, independently deployable, testable services we are going to develop. What is the meaning of service? Microservice, REST API, web service. So all these are comes under same. When I say microservice, when I say REST API, or some people will call it as only API, some people will call it as web service. Everything is same. Microservice, or some people will call it as a microservice, some people will call it as a REST API, some people will call it as only API, some people will call it as a web service. All these are same. Small services will be available. Every service is a separate project. Okay, now if you go to our Make My Trip application, flights functionality, one project. Bus functionality, one project. Hotels functionality, one project. Cabs, one project. These all are backend. What about front end? What about front end? Angular or React will be available in the front end. Front end application will be separate. Back end applications will be available. In the back end, one application, or in the back end, multiple applications? Multiple applications will be available. Those are called microservices. Today in the market, how we are developing backend microservices as a Java developer? Spring Boot. Spring Boot is used to develop backend application using microservices architecture. You need to become microservices developer. Okay. Yesterday I have shown you in the Naukri. So many openings there for Java developer. Is there any company which is not expecting Spring Boot from your skill set? All are expecting Spring Boot with microservices. So if you don't know Spring Boot, it is very almost impossible to get the job as a Java developer. Whether you are a fresher, whether you are a experienced, you have to work with Spring Boot only. So Spring Boot is very important for Java developers. All right. And this microservices architecture only for the Java developers, guys. Microservices will be developed by only Java people. Python people also will develop microservices. .NET people also will develop microservices. Node.js people also will develop microservices. Only it is a architecture. Microservice is not a technology specific to Java. Microservice is a design pattern. Microservice is a architecture to develop a project. Okay, how we need to develop the project? We will design the architecture by using microservices. Then those microservices we are going to develop by using Spring Boot. Spring Boot is mainly used to develop microservices. Microservices also called as REST APIs, also called as backend application. Then how front-end application will communicate with the backend application? Front-end is developed by using one technology, backend is developed by using other technology. How Angular project will communicate with the Spring Boot project? JSON. Front end will send the data to backend, backend will send the JSON data to the front end. Okay, so JSON is a mediator between front end application and backend application. Do you know what is JSON? How to work with JSON? Yeah, JSON will be available in the key value format. But do you know how to work with JSON? So you are creating Java object. What is the purpose of Java object? To store the data. Java object is used to store the data. Now, can I send Java object to the Angular application? I have the data in the Java application. Java application will represent the data in the form of object. So that data I need to display in the UI. My UI is Angular or React. If I give the data in the form of object to the Angular, can Angular understand my data? Angular don't know what is Java object. What Angular will understand? JSON. That means we need to convert Java object to JSON. Are you getting my point? And Angular project will send the data in the JSON. In the Java, as a Java developer, we should know how to convert Java object to JSON data, how to convert JSON data to Java object. So if you know that, then you can develop microservices in the Java. What is the first thing we need to learn? What is the JSON? How to convert Java object to JSON, JSON data to Java object. Are you able to follow me? Anybody tried that? Stream input. By using Java Stream API. No, no, not possible. They are for XML. SAX parser, DOM parser. If you want to convert your Java object to XML, XML to Java object, SAX parser, DOM parsers are available, but those are also outdated now. How to convert Java object to JSON? JSON, listen. How many days your Java journey started? From how many days you are learning Java? 1 year. Remaining people? 6 months, 7 months you are learning Java, right? From 6 months, 7 months you are learning Java, right? That is not important. What you are learning for next 3 months, that is important. Whatever you learned, fundamental, that is required. Fundamental, that is required. But whatever you have learned in the core Java and advanced Java, that knowledge is required. These are the basics. You have learned the fundamentals. With that knowledge, you cannot get the job. You cannot develop a project in the real time. Will anybody develop a project in the real time with monolithic architecture? Nowadays, will anybody use JDBC to develop a project? Will anybody use a servlet to develop a project? JSP? So what? How many days you spend for advanced Java? Advanced Java course, JDB, servlet, JSP. How many days? 3 months. If you spend more than 1 month for advanced Java, you wasted your time. If you spend more than 1 month for advanced Java, that means you wasted your time. If any faculty teaching advanced Java for more than 1 month, that means he is not real-time faculty. He don't know what is happening in the real time. Why to spend 1 month for JSP? Is there any use? Why to spend 1 month for servlet? 1 month for any use of that? You should know basic idea how to connect to the database by using JDBC. 1 week or 10 days maximum. JDBC should be completed. Time is very valuable. So people are saying they started Java 6 months back. But what you have learned, can you develop one project? Whatever you learned in the 6 months, with that, can you develop one project? No. Can you develop one REST API? You wasted your time. So it's not your problem. It is the problem with the faculties in the Amirpet. Those faculties who are teaching this Java, 90% of the faculties are not working in the real time. They are full-time trainers in the Amirpet. What they know? From years, from 10 years they are teaching Java. From 10 years they are teaching JDBC. JDBC is very easy for them. Whatever they know, everything they are teaching you. Is there any use of that? Is there any use of that? They are very strong in JDBC because the faculty who is teaching JDBC, teaching the same JDBC from last 10 years. He is expert in the JDBC. That's why he is teaching the JDBC for 1 month. He is expert in the servlet. From 10 years he is teaching the servlet. But that faculty don't know servlet is not using in the industry. What we are using in the industry. If you spend 5 months, 6 months for Spring Boot, excellent, because that is what real time. If you take 6 months for Spring Boot, that is good. That is good because you will learn new content, you will learn new features. With that knowledge, you can develop a project on your own, which industry is expecting from the candidate. Whatever you have learned in the 6 months can be completed in the 3 months also. Because you don't need to give that much importance for your advanced Java classes. That's not required. From now, what you are going to learn, that is very, very, very important. And whatever I am teaching now, same thing will be asked in the interview and the same thing you are going to use in the project, because as a 11 years experienced person, I will also do the coding in my company. Same pattern, same technologies. Whatever I am doing in my company, same thing I will teach in my class. That is called real-time subject. So always frameworks, especially frameworks you have to learn from the working faculty. The person who is working in the industry, you have to learn the frameworks from that person so that you will understand the real time. What is happening in the company, same thing that faculty will teach you in the class. So people are saying 3 months for advanced Java, 2 months time waste. If I teach advanced Java, 10 days JDBC, 1 week to 10 days servlet, 1 week for JSP, 3 days MVC. Katham. That's it. Sufficient. Then spend the remaining 2 months of time for Spring Boot. You learn JSON. You learn the REST API. You learn the microservices. You learn the tools. You develop your project. You deploy the project in the cloud platform. You use Docker, use Jenkins, Kubernetes. Those are people are using in the market. So whatever you learned in the last 6 months, what you are going to learn in the next 3 months, completely different. Now I got shocked. 6 months completed, still you don't know how to convert one Java object to JSON data to Java object. Without JSON, there is no microservices project. Without JSON, there is no full stack project. You all join for Java full stack. Every trainer in the full stack demo, they will explain what is front end, what is back end, what is database. They explained that how front end will communicate with the back end, how data will go from front end application to back end application, how data will come from back end application to front end application. If they explain that, today you can answer my question. What is a JSON? How to use a JSON in the Java? Without JSON, there is no full stack. Without using JSON data, there is no full stack project. What is the meaning of full stack? Front end project, back end project. Front end is one technology, back end is another technology. How one project will communicate with another project? JSON. JavaScript object notation that will represent the data in the form of key and value. So that is fine. Theoretically, you know what is JSON, what is full form, key value pair. But as a programmer, that theory is sufficient? No. What you should know? If the Angular is giving the data in the JSON format, how you will represent in the object format? If Java is having the data in the object format, how to send to the Angular in the JSON format? Converting Java object to JSON, JSON to Java object. My employee data is available, employee ID, employee name. I will store in the employee object. That employee object data, I should convert into JSON data. JSON data, I should convert into object format. Are you able to follow me? Correct. Java object to JSON, JSON to Java object. Images path will be available, right? Images you can't convert. Only text data you will represent in the JSON. If you are sending an image, my name, email ID, mobile number, gender, date of birth, I can store in the JSON. Image file will go. And do you know how people will store files in the real-time project? You have seen Angular application, Naukri is there. All of you created profiles in the Naukri. You upload your photo, you upload your resume. How many resumes will be there in the Naukri? How many resumes will be there in the Naukri? Crores. Crores of people will create a profile in the Naukri. Every profile will have one resume. Assume that 1 crore resumes available. Do you think that Naukri people will store 1 crore resumes in the database? Do you think that database, we are using database? Which database we are using? Oracle, MySQL. Those are called relational databases. What is the purpose of relational databases? To store the text data. Name, mobile number, gender, email ID, phone number and all. But our photo is a binary data. Resume is a PDF file, Word file, binary data. It is not recommended to store binary data in the RDBMS. In the real time, we will not do that. We should not store our image into database. We should not store the resume into database. Naukri will not do that because that's not a good practice. Then how our data will be maintained in the Naukri? along with our text data, along with our profile picture, along with our resume. For every project, file system also will be available. In a project, storage will be available. Okay, when you are learning the course, people will tell you for every project storage is required. That storage is database. Yes or no? What is the purpose of database? We can store the data in the database. But in the real time, for every project, two storages will be available. One is called database storage, another one is called file storage. File storage. So what will happen in the real time is, this is my application, guys. Naukri application is available. Naukri application is available. Naukri application will have a file storage. Naukri application will have a database storage also. Okay, here this is database and this is file storage. Okay, now whenever you are creating a profile in the Naukri, when you upload a image, when you upload your resume in the Naukri, binary data will be stored in the file storage. Your image, your resume will store in the file storage. For the file storage, nowadays, most of the companies are using AWS S3. There is a service in the AWS which is used for file storage. When you store your image in the S3 bucket, for your image, AWS will provide you image you are storing, right? For your image, one ID, basically image URL will be generated. With that URL, you can download the image from the AWS. When you upload your image into the AWS, AWS will give the URL for your image to download that image. Similarly, when you upload your resume in the Naukri, for your resume, one resume URL will be generated. Okay, whenever you create a profile in the Naukri, you will provide your data, your name, email ID, gender, salary, everything. That is the text data. Along with that, you will provide one image. You will provide your resume also. Image, resume are called binary files. The binary files will go to AWS S3 bucket. When you store the files in the S3 bucket, for every file, one unique URL will be generated. Then, after uploading the files in the file storage, Naukri application will communicate with the database. In the database, it will store your name, email ID, date of birth, gender, mobile number, your image URL, your resume URL will be available in the database. Tomorrow, when you want to download the image, when you want to access your resume from the Naukri, how Naukri will get your resume? First, Naukri will go to database, will get your resume URL. With that URL, it will go to the AWS, will download the resume. In the projects, people will do like this. Did they explain in the JDBC like this? No. What you learnt in JDBC? Everything stored in the database. So now you understand Amirpet, high-tech city difference? You understand the difference between Amirpet and high-tech city? In Amirpet, employee table, ID, name, salary. Insert, store in the table. Retrieve from the table. Bas, katham, course completed, claps. But in the industry, people will maintain the storage like this. In every project, this is common. So whatever the data that we are storing, everything, if you see now, I'm at YouTube. Do you think that YouTube will store the YouTube videos in the database? Netflix, Prime. Those all are, if you see one movie, 2 hours movie will be available, 3 hours movie will be available. Do you think that they will store the movie in the Oracle database? Movie will be stored into the S3 bucket. That is a file. Movie is a file, video file. That file will be stored in the S3 bucket. That file URL, movie URL will be available, right? URL will be stored in the database. When you play the movie, Netflix will get the movie URL from the database. With that URL, it will download the movie from the S3. Actual files, actual video files, audio files, image files, documents will be there in the S3. That file URL will be available in the database. Okay, so you need to learn this kind of coding to survive in the industry. And for our people, I have given this project. In my every project, I'm going to explain this. So in my projects, I have covered that topic also. If you go to GitHub Ashok IT. So if you go to GitHub Ashok IT here, I have given one project, S3. If you see, if you type S3, what is this? Spring Boot S3 app. What is the meaning of that? My Spring Boot application will upload the image into AWS S3 bucket, AWS cloud. Once you upload that, it will give the URL. That URL we will store into our database. I want to save a person data, person name, person ID, person date of birth, gender, mobile, email, password, person resume also. Only resume will go to S3. That resume will have a URL. URL will be stored in the database along with the other data. Tomorrow when I want to download the resume, where is the resume? Resume is available in my database file. How I will get the resume in tomorrow I want to get the resume. Go to database for that person resume. What is the URL? With that URL, go to S3, download that. Is it clear? Good, fine. So with this, we understood what is a microservice, why we need to go for microservices, and how to develop those microservices. And I just gave the introduction how full stack applications are going to communicate. Front end application will be there, back end application will be there. That front end and back end will communicate by using JSON. In future, when we go for microservices development, REST API development, I will teach you how to convert Java object to JSON, JSON data to Java object. Otherwise, we can't develop microservices. So whatever the concepts I'm telling, we are going to learn those concepts in the coming classes. Clear? Good. Any questions for anyone? First, Angular will send JSON. How you will, Java application will take that? Angular will give you JSON, right? That JSON you need to convert to Java object. Java will execute the logic. Then Java will give again Java object as input you will get as a JSON. Input JSON you convert into Java object. You perform the operation. The output you are giving in the object. Again, object should be converted to JSON. Two operations we have to do. When you get the request, JSON should be converted to Java object. When you are sending the response, Java object should be converted to JSON. Correct. Simple, sir. Here, my Angular application is available. Here, my Java application is available, right? Here is Angular application and here is Java application. Angular application sending the request. Okay. So this request they are sending and they are sending the request with data. How they will send the data to me? JSON format. Now here, my Java application should use the data to perform the operation. Then what I will do in this Java application, JSON I will convert it to Java object. Then I will perform the operation. Once my logic is executed with the object, I want to send the final response back to the Angular. My input I got in the JSON. JSON I will convert to Java object. I stored that object data in the database table. I want to send the response. The response is available in the object format. That object again, I will convert to JSON, and that JSON I will send as a response back to the Angular. That response also will go in the form of JSON. You got my point? Yes. So this is how our full stack applications are going to work. So JSON is very, very, very important for us. Even not only Angular, if you go for React also, same process. If you go for React also, same process. React will give the data in the JSON. React will expect the data in the JSON. Our input and output are the JSON formats in the full stack applications. All right. Fine, guys. So with this, yep. Yeah, you can apply for jobs as a backend developer, but if you learn the one of the UI, any one UI technology, that would be good, because currently market looking for full stack developers. You should learn at least one front-end framework. You need to take care of all these things, front-end plus back-end, everything. Currently, that is market expectation. You need to become a full stack developer. So that's why in our institute, we have Java real-time project batch, right? In that we are giving Angular free of cost. We are teaching Angular as part of the project. Front end we will develop with Angular, back end we will develop with Spring Boot. Yesterday I have shown you an e-commerce application. That is full stack application. Front end in the Angular, back end in the Spring Boot. Okay, so fine. So with this we understood what is core Java and advanced Java. Then what is the concept of Java frameworks? In the tomorrow session, we are going to understand what is the Java framework, how many frameworks available in the Java, when to use which framework to develop a project. I'm going to discuss in the tomorrow session. Today we got the basic idea. What is core Java? What is advanced Java? What is web server? What is app server? What is monolithic? What is microservices? And what is JSON? Basic idea. But how to work with JSON, that we are going to learn. Can you take this assignment? Can you do some research? How to convert Java object to JSON? This is a task for you. Self-learning is very important, guys, because you should not depend on someone to learn the concept. You need to use ChatGPT is available nowadays. Google is available. YouTube is available. Go through some tutorials in the internet. Try to learn the concept on your own and try to implement that concept on your own. You need to improve self-learning skills. Now, I'm teaching so many technologies. Do you think that I attended any classes to learn the technologies? No, all those things I have learned on my own as per my job requirement. If my company asking me to work on DevOps, I have to work on the DevOps. My company asked me to work on AWS. I'm working on AWS. They're asking me to work on Angular, Spring Boot, sometimes testing, sometimes database. You need to be flexible according to the company requirement. So if you go as a Java developer, there is no guarantee you will get work on the Java only. According to the project requirement, according to the company requirement, they will ask you to work on the new technologies also. You cannot say, I don't know this. Tomorrow, suppose in my company, my manager told me to work on React.js. If I say, I don't know React.js, what will happen? Manager gave a task to me to develop a project by using React.js. If I tell them, I don't know React.js, they will find a person who knows React.js. Yes or no? So in the companies, we should not say no to the new technologies. If they give you a new technology, you need to learn on your own and you need to implement. That is how I learned Spring Boot, I learned microservices, I learned DevOps, I learned Angular, I learned Docker, Kubernetes, everything. So in my company, I got the task. To complete the task, I have to learn. I learned on my own and I have implemented those technologies. Today, I am teaching those technologies also. So every person should have that self-learning skill. So I will be there with you for next 3 months of time or 4 months of time. After that, if you want to learn some new concept, again, will you come to Amirpet? Will you join in the institute? No. So that's why you need to improve Google searching skills. You need to improve debugging skills. And most important thing, self-learning. So don't wait for the faculty to complete the syllabus. Don't wait for the faculty to complete the topic. Today, I discussed about that JSON. So some people will think that, Sari is going to explain the JSON after 1 month. Don't wait for that. So when I explain some new topic, after class is completed, you need to do some research on that. You should try to implement that JSON concept in the Java on your own. 1 day you will fail, 2 days you will fail, 1 week you will fail. After that, not only JSON concept, you will learn self-learning concept. You will understand searching techniques in the Google. In the Google, everything is available. Whatever you want is there in the Google. But you should know how to search, how to get it, how to use it in our project according to our requirement. That you need to improve. So sometimes I will give the assignment, the topic which is not discussed in the class. That one I will, whatever the topic I am discussing in the class, that is you have to practice anyhow. That is not the assignment for you. What is the meaning of assignment? The topic which is not discussed in the class, that you need to complete as an assignment. To do that assignment, you need to research. Research and development you have to do. So I'm giving 1 day time for you. 24 hours of time you have. Can anyone show me the project which will convert Java object to JSON data to Java object in the tomorrow session? Can you do the research on that? Lot of examples are there in the Google. You need to use it and develop that project in your IDE. So tomorrow bring your laptop and show me what is the code you have implemented. Okay, just if you don't get the success, not a problem, because it is your first assignment. You try. If you fail, you will learn from that failure. No problem. So if you are not able to do, I will tell you how to do it. It's very simple. It will take only 5 to 10 minutes to develop a project which will convert Java object to JSON, JSON to Java object. But you need to do that research. Can you take it as a challenge and do it? Yes or no? Good. Fine, guys. So every day I will be giving some assignments. You need to, so the assignments related to the real time. Now, tomorrow, when I explain data JPA concept, I will give this task as an assignment for you. So you need to research. So in the real time, what all the tasks we are getting, those tasks I will give you as an assignment, so that your mindset will change. Your thought process will change. For the people will think coding is difficult. Coding is not difficult. Analysis is difficult. If I want to develop a project like this, how many classes I need to create? How many methods I need to create? What parameters I need to take for the method? What return type I need to take for the method? What is the architecture I need to follow? Getting that idea is difficult. That means your mindset has to change. Your thought process has to change. Self-learning skills has to improve. Self-learning has to improve. Google searching technique skill has to improve. If you improve all these things, definitely you will become a good developer. Getting my point? Yes. So are you ready to take the assignments on daily basis? At least weekly 2 to 3. If not daily, weekly 2 to 3 assignments. When I give assignment, I will check the assignment also. If you complete, then only you will come to the class. If you don't complete, no entry for the class. So you need to be serious when you are taking the assignment. So people who are attending my class, they need to follow these rules. So whatever the assignment I'm giving, definitely you have to come. Why? Because yesterday I have been to the lab. For the full stack people, study hours are happening. Yesterday I had a discussion with one student who is watching Instagram reels by sitting in the lab. I have been to him. I asked him to open the laptop and show me what all the programs you have practiced. He completed advanced Java. From last 30 days, he is attending advanced Java classes. Advanced Java completed almost. JSP classes are pending. So 35 days is the course for the advanced Java in our institute. JSP is started. JDBC completed. Servlets also completed. He did not develop a single project on the advanced Java. He is saying, sir, daily I am coming to the class, I am listening to the class. He don't know how to develop a JDBC program also. Practice is not there, but he is very regular to the class. Every day is coming to the class and going to the home. Any benefit? Any use? So that's why after talking to that person, after seeing that person IDE, I got shocked. He practiced 4 programs in the last 3 months. Sum of 2 numbers, prime number, and one more Armstrong number. 3 programs he practiced. That's it. Nothing is there. 3 months course is completed. So people are not realizing the facts. He is thinking that Java learning means coming to the class and listening to the class. No. You have to do a lot of practice. And here, definitely I will be checking you people, what you are practicing, whatever the assignments I am giving, whether you are completing or not, I will check. I told you 11 to 1, I will be available here. I will check your assignments also. So let's see how many people will complete this assignment before coming to tomorrow's session. Is assignment clear for you? What is the assignment? Develop a Java project which will convert Java object to JSON data and JSON data back to Java object. Okay, good, fine guys. Any questions for me? only Spring. Batch topic. No, so Spring batch means you are looking for Spring framework training batch, or in the Spring Boot there is a concept called Spring batch. Batch concept. Yes, we'll discuss batch concept. Spring batch for bulk operation. Yes, we'll discuss that. Currently, we are not covering that AI. In my project, I have not used any AI as of now. So we'll see. So if market is trending like that, then we'll start that also. No problem. What is big deal? If you sit 1 week, it will be completed. I know how to learn. Okay, next. Any other questions for anyone? Let's go with online people. Online students. Guys, yesterday video I have shared in the group. All of you received it? So I have given WhatsApp group link. In that WhatsApp group link, yesterday video I have posted. Today video also I will share. If anybody not there in the WhatsApp group, I will tell you how to join. Go to our Ashok IT website. Go to training schedule. Here there is a online training. Tab is available online training. Here go to Spring Boot. Spring Boot is available. Click on the Spring Boot banner. You will get Spring Boot Ashok IT Spring Boot community. If you join in that community, you will get all the updates from me. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir. It is not created as of now. We'll create. You need to be in the community. That's it. You will get the updates. Yes, that's it.
Hello, sir.
The people who are not there in the community, join. For online people, I have given the link in the chat box. For offline people, go to website, click on training schedules, online training. Here there is a Spring Boot banner is available. Click on the Spring Boot banner. It will open. You just join in that. You will get the class updates. Yesterday video, today video, I will share in that WhatsApp community. Okay, good.
Hello, sir. This is Ashish this side. Am I audible?
Yeah, hi Ashish. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm basically working professional. Quite having good experience, but not in Java.
Yep.
I'm predominantly on the BPM technologies. So recently there was a requirement in my current project, like we have to cross train on the Spring Boot application.
If you don't have questions, you can leave. Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
sir. Tell me, Ashish.
Is it good idea directly to go for this course, or I have to go for some basic or?
Do you know Core Java?
Not really. Means I attended training few years back. I don't think so that is relevant now because.
Okay. Then I suggest you to join for Core Java first, sir.
Okay. So basic like in other programming languages, right? Like I know like the concept like loops and all.
Yeah,
those
but
things, right?
directly like Spring Boot you can't understand, sir. First you need to learn Core Java.
Okay. And do we have the batches right now available?
Yes, sir. Currently Core Java batches, evening 6 p.m. one batch is available. You can join for that.
Okay. Any other batch like maybe morning or late evening?
I will check it and I will confirm you on that, sir.
Hello. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You can check in our website when the new batches are there. I will also confirm that. Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible to you?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, sir. Am I audible to you?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Hashrish. So currently, I'm working in MNC.
Okay.
4 years of experience. So can I stick to only backend, as you suggested earlier, right? Nowadays, it is big task to survive.
Yes, sir. I suggest you to go as a full stack developer, sir, because currently companies are looking for full stack developer.
Okay. Oh, but now you got experience, right? Now you cannot. Now suppose I have 4 years of experience. Now I need to showcase that 4 years experience with the full stack. So it is very difficult because
you don't need to show 4 years as a full stack developer, 2 years backend developer, 2 years full stack developer you can show.
Okay. So any suggestion for the UI course?
Yeah, I will tell you, sir. When the next Angular batches will start in the upcoming 10 days, Angular batch will start. Then you can join for that.
Okay. But I'm a Java developer.
Yes, sir. So, Java developer can learn the UI also, right?
Yeah, yeah. So my prime focus is Spring Boot and microservices.
Sir, yes. So primary focus will be there on this. Angular you can do as a crash course within 1 month. You can learn the Angular, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.